Yes, we're supposed to give all of our baggage to Christ, but Christ has put us here to do his work. Hey, back with another video today. Hope you're all okay. So I'm back with another video. This video is about why I possibly regret my microlocs. Okay, so I don't regret them 100%. Like, I don't wish I didn't do them at all. I just think I could have possibly done them differently and possibly waited. Yeah, I could have possibly waited. I don't know, actually. Maybe I'm just on a self-love journey. Like a self-love journey, trying to embrace my natural self instead of always having to add extra hair to feel like, ooh, excited. So yeah, number one is I feel like I could have done them differently because I've been looking on YouTube at sister locks lately, and sister locks are a lot smaller than these, and they also have an intricate grid. The sister lock pattern is a real established trademarked pattern, and you can be taught and qualified in doing sister locks. So they may have been more versatile because they'd be a lot thinner than this, so I'd be able to do even more things with them. However, when I think of sister locks, they are a lot smaller, so the reties would have taken longer. Around my edges may have slipped even more than they have already, and they may have been more difficult to maintain and keep up with and look after. So that's one thing. I could have done sister locks. I also could have got a professional to do it for me because I installed these microlocs myself. So I've noticed some of the locks are different sizes. So this, for instance, this is really tiny. It's really tiny compared to this. This is thicker. This one's tiny. Even compared to this. This is tiny. This is thick. I don't know if it's because it's along the perimeter of my hairline, but oh no, this one is even thicker than this one. Unless this is just getting thin. But yeah, I'm not sure, to be honest. I'm not sure. I was just thinking, maybe I should have gone to a professional to get them done, so then all the parts are perfect, all the parts are the same. I also thought perhaps I should go to a loctician to have a look at my locks and fix anything that they feel like they need to fix, or if there's any holes in them, fix those, because some of my locks do feel softer in some parts of the lock. Oh, like this one feels a bit softer here, and then it feels more dense towards the end, but it feels soft here. So I don't know if I've made a mistake when I'm interlocking it, but I'll have to check that out. I might have to do some crochet. I might have to do some crochet in my actual lock just to fix those soft areas. So I think I will go to a loctician because hopefully they can fix a few of the locks for me. But I am wondering what the price range is for that kind of service, because say I've got holes in a lot of my locks, they'll have to fix each lock individually, which could be pricey. I don't know how much it costs. I don't know if it depends on how many locks they need to fix. I don't know if it depends on the amount of hours that goes into the service. I'm not sure, but I'm definitely going to have to look into it. And I need to make sure I find a suitable loctician and a loctician that has the skills that I need. So I'm definitely going to have to look into that. Another thing that I think could have been different is doing them with extensions. Doing them with added extra human hair, because I feel like I want some extra length. I want some extra length and volume, actually. So I know the extensions would have given me extra length, and they also would have given me extra volume. However, I do love the fact that all of this is my natural hair, and when it does eventually get to the length that I want it, I'll be pleased because it's all my hair and it's all grown from my head. And I'm excited to see how far my hair can grow, how thick my hair can grow, how long my hair can grow. I'm excited to be in that process. I do miss the volume of when it was twists, but it was frizzy. So I miss that frizz because they don't really have any frizz now. I think they're fully mature, definitely fully mature, no frizz, no slipping. Do I have any slipping? No, I don't have no slipping actually. Even around my edges, I don't have any slipping around my edges either. So that's a good thing. But yeah, I have been itching lately just to have some extra length or some extra volume. Even if I had a bob this length, but had some extensions in my hair, it would give it extra volume. So when I have my hair down, it would be like this instead of like this. So that's the third thing I was thinking about. Also thinking about the maintenance of it. And to be honest, I don't miss detangling my hair, detangling my loose natural hair. I don't miss that at all. I don't miss buying all the different hair products, because I used to have a drawer of different hair products. I used to have a drawer. I used to try so many things all the time, constantly trying to find something new. So I don't miss that. I don't miss feeling like I'm taking my you know when you have a protective styling, like you have braids or something, and then you take them out and then you think, right, what am I going to do next? What am I going to do next? I don't miss that feeling. But where's this point going? There we go. So I remember what I was talking about. I literally had to stop the video, rewind it back, and remind myself what I was saying. I was talking about the maintenance and how I don't miss the maintenance of loose natural hair. However, there is a lot of maintenance with locks as well, because you have to make sure you protect your hair. You don't wear jumpers like this. You don't wear jumpers like this with your locks hanging down on your jumper, because you'll get lint. I have actually dyed my hair with henna twice to prevent lint being trapped in my locks, because at one point it looked awful because of how much fluff was in them. So that's one thing you have to think about, lint. Another thing you have to think about is the reties or the retwists. You have to do that. I'd say every 6 weeks. I do it about every 6 weeks, but I do maintain my perimeter every 2 or 3 weeks, because when my perimeter isn't maintained, it feels weak, like it could snap off at any second. So I definitely need to keep my perimeter maintained every 2 or 3 weeks, and I need to keep my nape maintained every 2 or 3 weeks as well. So yeah, it is quite a lot of maintenance, but it's definitely easier than loose hair, because there isn't the detangling, there isn't the waking up in the morning, your hair's all shrunk and you gotta stretch it again to do your style. There isn't all of that. So yeah, I don't miss that at all. So if I was gonna weigh up between doing a retie and detangling my natural hair and then blow drying it, I'd say reties. I'd say reties because I actually enjoy sitting here retying my hair. The only thing I don't enjoy is worrying about fluff in my locks, and also the white, what's it called? Is it hair shaft? Not hair shaft, follicle. It's the white hair follicles that show up on your hair, because in your locks, when your hair sheds, it stays within the lock, and then the end of the shedded hair has a white follicle on the end. So sometimes it looks like you've got loads of white follicles in your hair, and I don't like that. So when I dyed my hair with henna, that disappeared. But I do think it will come back at some point. But on the pack of the henna, it said dye your hair every 3 weeks. So I'm gonna do that. But I'm not going to do the whole of my head. I'll just do the roots, I think. Yeah, I'll just do the roots. But I'll give you an update of the nape of my hair. Okay, so that's a little update on my hair. I was just showing you it because at one point I had loads and loads of fluff in the nape of my head, to the point where I had to comb out my locks. I've got a video on that. I'll try have it up somewhere so you can click on that video and watch it. I literally had to comb out my locks and then redo them. So considering I've combed out the back of these locks, they are doing really well. I'm not sure how long I've had these locks for. I've had these locks since November 2022, but these ones, I'm not too sure, because these are obviously fresher than these, but they're still fully locked. The length is lengthening. So yeah, that's it. So I didn't want to make this video all doom and gloom. It's not the fact that I wish I didn't do MICROLOCS. I just think of other ways that I could have done it. But I guess that's how everything is in life. You'll go one path, but then when you've gone that path, you may come against obstacles and realize, oh, perhaps this would have made things better, or perhaps this would have made things different. But that's life. Just go through obstacles and then try your best to get through them with God's help. So yeah, but I went to church today. I might as well talk about this. I went to church today, and my pastor, she was talking about, my pastor, she was talking about carrying other people's baggage, which was great, I thought, because a lot of the time we have our own baggage and we feel like our baggage is too much for us to even handle. We try to give all of our baggage to God, to Christ. We try to give all of our baggage to Him, but it doesn't always feel like our baggage is fully taken. So then the thought of taking someone else's baggage and the thought of listening to someone else's problems or issues or obstacles can feel daunting. It does come naturally though sometimes, because when you're with friends and you're venting or you're having a little rant, everyone talks and everyone takes on each other's loads and tries to help as much as possible. So it does come natural in natural situations. But my pastor really delved into making a choice of being there for others and putting serving first rather than your own needs first. So I'm trying to do that. I find it difficult sometimes because of anxiety, just social anxiety, and something that I've struggled with since I was little, I think. So yeah, I do struggle with that, but then I try to have faith and remember that Christ is always with me. He's always with me. He's given me a spirit of strength, power, sound mind. So I try to remember that, and I try to help others before myself. Not at the point where I burn out and don't help myself at all, but even a phone call or a text or just checking in or just listening really helps, I've noticed. Because I have a friend, she's fairly new friend. Well, I've known her for a while, but we've recently got closer, and which is really nice. But she always compliments me about how well I listen and how well she can just empty all her baggage, and I'll just listen and I'll be non-judgmental. I'll just listen, and I think that really helps, because yes, we're supposed to give all of our baggage to Christ, but Christ has put us here to do His work, which is another thing Pastor Mary said. Christ has put us here to do His work, so He expects us to carry others when they may not be able to carry themselves, or even if they can carry themselves, we can also assist them in their journeys. So that was nice. That was nice to hear. Even though I do find it difficult sometimes reaching out to people, only because of anxiety. But I know anxiety wasn't given to me by Christ, it was given to me by the enemy. And the enemy obviously gets happy when I allow anxiety to rule. Whereas if I am a Christian, I need to try my best to have faith, and not just have faith by sitting here. I need to have faith by doing the work and taking action, showing my faith by action, and not ruminating over it and thinking about what could go wrong. Just taking the step and doing it and ignoring those fearful, anxious thoughts. So yeah, I just wanted to say that because I really enjoyed church today. And I had a chat with someone who at church who I don't usually talk to that much. I'm usually busy, or she's usually busy, and then we'll say hi, but that's it. So, but today we had a nice chat, just a short chat, but it was good. It felt nice, because sometimes I'll leave church thinking, oh, I've not spoken to this person, I should have spoke to that person. I'll leave church second guessing myself, which I don't like, because God has made me the way I am for a reason, and I believe he's allowed me to go through strife to make me stronger, and also to be empathetic towards others when they are going through strife, because we're all human. We all have selfishness within us. We all have coveting spirits within us. We all have anger, anxiety, fear. We all have all of those things within us. But when we come together and speak about it and realize that others are going through the same things and others are not judging, then that really helps. I can't even remember where I was going with this point, but I just wanted to leave you with having a heart to serve. And that might not be, it might be serving in church, it might be reaching out to a friend or a family member or someone at work and helping them with, I don't know, a random task that they need help with, or helping them with childcare, or anything. It could be anything. But having a servant's heart is righteous in God's eyes. And also, I think it was Matthew verse 23, Matthew chapter 23 or 11, or Matthew chapter 11:23. I can't remember, but I'll put it on the screen. It's definitely in Matthew, and it says, the servant is, so it was Matthew chapter 23 verses 11. It says, the greatest among you must be the servant. And in verse 12, it goes on to say, the humble shall be exalted, and the exceptional or the proud must be abased, or something like that. I'll definitely write it down. But to me, that meant the most righteous is the servant. And that doesn't mean you're serving people just to go to heaven. It means you serve people because that's what God wants his followers of Christ to do. And you're doing it with a pleasing heart. And also, I like the verse in Corinthians about God choosing the lowly and the disdained to help others and to do great things in this world. He rarely chooses the people who are great, and he rarely chooses the people who are great already. And I feel like he chooses the lowly and the most disdained because he wants them to be as relatable to people as possible. And that allows people to think, oh, if they did it, I can do it. And it helps others come to Christ because they can see a transformation. Because I am definitely different since before I followed Christ. Before I followed Christ, I would fornicate, and I'd regret it afterwards, because I'd be thinking, I'd just have this conviction, and I'd feel rubbish afterwards, because I'd know that this isn't what God created me to do. This isn't the right way to do things, basically. And now I've been baptized. Now I feel like God has really renewed my heart. I know when I think of unhealthy thoughts, or when I become tempted, or when I put myself in temptation, or when I'm coveting, or when I'm jealous, or things like that, I do pray about it, and I pray that God renews me and He renews my heart over and over and over again. I pray for Him to double my faith. I pray for Him to triple my spirit, and I pray for Him to allow the Holy Spirit to live within me daily, because when I have those thoughts, like those negative thoughts about being jealous or wishing I had something that someone else had, or things like that, I really do feel bad about having those thoughts. But I never used to. I used to be selfish, thinking, oh well, if I haven't got it, why do they deserve it? Or they didn't work that hard for that. Or I just used to have, toxic thoughts. So yeah, I do really pray about that and ask God to help me with it. I've also got a friend who is like my spiritual coach, basically. And I spoke to her about it, and she encouraged me to pray. She also said it was good that I recognized that within myself. And she also encouraged me not to believe everything I see on social media, things like that. But I think prayer, and also talking about it with someone whose faith or spiritual journey may be longer or more advanced than yours, is important, because it's good to get other people's opinions on things. But yeah, I think that's the end of this video, because I wasn't expecting to talk about this. But if anyone wants to discuss anything like this in the future, or have any thoughts on this, please let me know in the comments, and tell me how you serve, or tell me if you have any struggles with things, because I don't like to feel like I'm the only one. I don't like to feel like I'm the only one who has all these thoughts and things, because sometimes I feel like, am I a healthy Christian or not? But then I think, no, I'm human, and every human goes through these things. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. Like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.